Orly K.G is the host of Bad Momz of Comedy with a show at Zanies in Chicago on Mother's Day. I mean, get your tickets, spend a couple hours with mom, boom, your Mother's Day gift is done. Perfect way to do it.
Actually, we're done. That was perfect. That was great. I don't even have to be here for this interview. That was great. Thank you, Rudy, for everything. Throw it to commercial.
Exactly too. I think there's so many times those moments of parenthood where you struggle through it and then you can share a laugh of some of those like crazy moments. Tell me a little bit about what we can expect on this in this show.
First of all, the lineup of comics at the Bad Moms of Comedy show at Zanies is second to none. I love these women. They're incredible. They're so funny, and they all have a different perspective because all of our kids are different ages. All of us are either married or divorced, and it's fabulous. So you have Dawn B, who has been doing this for a while. I'm not going to age her out. She's fantastic, super funny. You have Leah Berman, who's got a young kid, who's got a ton. She's got a ton of energy. Her kid has a ton of energy. You have Lindsay Porter, who's hysterical. You have Susie Yan from WBEZ. She is hysterical. Colleen Brennan. I mean, really, you can't. You're not going to go wrong for 2 hours. You're going to be home in time to go to sleep and then focus the next month on Father's Day for him.
As far
Oh, and
as
you have me too. I'm also performing that night. By the way, I always forget that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm not just putting this all together. I actually have some jokes.
you also talk about everybody else than before, just like every mom does. You always put yourself, you always remember about everybody else.
Oh my gosh, that's what I need to be is a mom to all these comics. Oh God, help me. I already have children.
I just read
Yeah.
about a woman who it went viral a couple of days ago who packed everything for her kids for a trip and then realized once they got to the destination that she didn't even pack her own bag. So I mean, I think that's just the mentality of parents that you're like worried about everybody else, and they're like, wait, I'm going on this trip as well too, or I'm part of this comedy show as well.
Yeah, I'm a part of this family too. Right. Like I think yeah, when we plan everything, we put ourselves last. And that's why I think Bad Moms of Comedy is so important. I have heard time and time again, every time we perform, that these moms are like, I didn't even realize how much I needed a laugh. I didn't realize how much I've just been doing and doing and planning and everything and putting everybody else's oxygen mask on first. So putting it on yourself and laughing it's so therapeutic. It is a form of wellness and good stuff and just do it. Just take the time, go downtown. I know you're going to be like, oh, there's parking. Oh, there's just go. Just grab your girlfriends, go have a good time. You deserve it.
Here's the thing. Uh, there's plenty of great parking around Old Town, and there's great restaurants too. So there's things to do before, do after. So you can make a nice little evening and day out of it. And it's Mother's Day. You got to treat yourself special on those days.
Exactly. I'm so glad you're saying that. Can you tell that to every man on the planet,
I'm going to do my
especially the
best.
boys? Yeah, especially the boys who are not married and do have moms. Just remind them she did a lot. So yeah,
As far
it's
as
exciting.
some of the stories, I'm not sure if you know everyone else's set or what you're planning to do, but I know like on those special occasions, it's like, let's bring out the nice china, or you can put on your nice outfit. Like, do some of the stories that like don't always get told, do those come out during the Mother's Day set?
I think what's so great about all of our comedy is that it's so relatable. That we've all been there. We've all had those moments where we're scared of what our kids are scared of, or we're eating the molded over mac and cheese that's been sitting on the counter for 2 hours because we forgot to feed ourselves and all of those things and also just being a woman, just being an aging woman, being a career woman and a wife and a mom. I mean, there's all these things that everyone's like, I didn't even think about that. And that is yes. And I actually love doing comedy because I feel kind of like a pastor because I see people going, yes, that I totally feel that at home. So that's what I love about it is we're saying all the stuff that are happening to us and we're just not crying about it. We're laughing about it.
We're laughing about it. Is there any part or any stage of motherhood that you miss? Maybe the toddler stage, the preteen years. Is there anything that like while you're in it, you're like, oh my goodness, but now you're like, oh, like I have really fond memories. Like I wish we could go back to that
Because
time.
you have a little one,
I
right?
have a
How
little
old's
one, yeah.
yours?
She's almost
Right.
gonna be
And
four.
you're like, okay, so you're like, it's so much easier than two, but yet four has its own issues, right?
Yeah.
Like she can put on her own shoes, but she can tell you no. There's certain things. It I'm actually working on a joke about this that every stage has this like, okay, this part is easier, but then this part is harder. Like my thing was when before my kids became teenagers, mom knew everything, right? They'd be like, Mom, how do you make an atom bomb? I'm like, let me tell you. Like Googling how to make an atom bomb, and then I'm getting calls from the CIA. But now, so it's like they treated you like Google, and now they treat me like AOL. All they hear is dial up. Like, like they don't even like, nah, you don't know anything. And I'm like, I know that you can F bomb. Come on. So that's where I am with the teenagers is the
The
you
dial-up.
don't know anything. You don't know anything. So no, I do love my kids, and I get it that they're growing into their own adults and they have to figure it out, and they can't come to mom and dad all the time for every question. I get that, but I do miss being the one that knew everything. So that's why I'm saying, like, every age is like this moment of like, oh, this is so cool that they can do that, but then you're like, wait a minute, you're growing up so fast. So, and then my thing about having teenagers is the fact that how can I have teenagers? I'm still 29. This is so crazy. Like,
It does not make any sense. It does not make any
what?
sense.
Time stopped for me, not my hip or my back or my eyesight, but it did. It stopped for me. No, it's all good. Like it. There's something about the everyday that can be so draining on someone, but then when you look at the whole big picture, you're like, man, that was pretty cool. Like I have pretty good kids, and I learned this too about myself, and I learned this about them, and maybe I shouldn't have taught them sarcasm so early, and things like that. So yeah, that's where I am in the parenting stage, and I want other moms to see it too. And I still feel like the world has this persona about moms, and moms have to be just like the first one that the schools call and blah blah blah. I'm like, no, you can call dad. He does stuff too. And so moms, we're allowed to have more than just the mom persona. We can be ourselves.
Mother's Day gifts. Let's talk a little bit about, through the stages of kids, like what has been like one that you treasure or one that you're like, please don't ever get me this ever again.
The first time you send your kid to like a daycare or like a little art class or whatever, and they come back with that Mom's Day like handprint, and you're like, oh my god, it's so precious. I'm gonna have it forever. And then 4 years later, when they come back with the handprint, you're like, can you unload the dishwasher? Can you do something else with those hands instead of just putting paint all over it? Yeah, they have definitely changed over time. I feel bad for my kids because May is like the worst month in our house. My birthday's this month. It's Mother's Day. It's our anniversary, and it's my daughter's birthday. So it's like all of mom's my day, and then my daughter has this day. So there's just a lot of celebrating of me. It's my month in May, every May. And my kids are like so over. By the time Mother's Day happens, they're like, I'm so over this.
They're
I'm
counting
so
down to
over you.
Memorial Day weekend. Like, is this month almost over?
Yes. Yes. They're like, okay, yes, it's mom's month. And honestly, let's face it, Rudy, you've met me. Like pretty much every day is about me. So it's fine.
If they don't know this by now, I mean, come on.
No, but it's so I love the macaroni necklaces. I think those are so adorable. My husband was going through some old stuff, and he found like all this stuff that he used to do, and he turned it around, and he's like, I made this in 1975. It's like it feels like it's like this should go at the Field Museum. This is so old. So, it was really funny.
Especially, Mother's Day and Father's Day gifts are so different, and those holidays are celebrated in a different way.
Right. Like moms have to love flowers and butterflies because that's what's on every card.
And brunch.
And brunch, right. Because apparently I'm a 28-year-old girl that lives in River North. I'm like, I love brunch. I don't ever go to brunch. If I go to brunch at my age, the day is over. It's too much food. It's too much alcohol. I can't handle it by noon. I'm like, I need a 3-hour nap. Like I can't, not at my age. I have things to do. Father's Day apparently only does like golf or fishing. Yeah. We try to do something active as a family. That's my thing is I like to go out and do something. It's pretty much just to show what zero sports skills I have. So I'm like, all right, well, I burned some calories. That was fine. And my kids are like, I'm the shortest one in the house now. I'm like 5'7" on a good day. I'm the shortest one in the house, and they're super athletic. And I'm like, okay, at least I was out with you. You didn't treat me mean. Yay. No, my kids said, they said, what do you want for Mother's Day? I said, can we just keep the house clean for 24 hours. And I'm like, what else do you want? So that's that's my life.
I want to take a nap. I want the house clean.
Yes,
Come back tonight.
I want to not see any of you. I would like to see none of you. I want to leave my room. I want to quiet. I want to clean everything right. I would like the dining room table not to look like we're starting a rummage sale. Can we do that? So yeah,
Okay, so it's not only my house, it's your house as well too.
it's everybody's house. None of Listen, I did the KonMari thing just like everybody else did, and I cleaned out my closets. I realized last night I have 3 closets full of clothes, and I wear 5 things. So I think apparently I need to go back and do it again the right way.
You're gonna have to rip these clothes out of my cold dead hands, but you're not coming near the other parts of this closet.
Right. That will fit again, or that will be in style again. Yes. No, that has to stay there. That is. I went on my first date with my husband with that outfit. I will. Yeah.
There's parts of me that like I still feel young, but parts of me that like I know like I'm not like the younger generation anymore. And I think seeing that you have some of those old clothes you haven't thrown away or recycled or donated, and then you see them coming back as like vintage clothes at like 8 times the price, that you're like, okay, this is how you know it's
Why did I throw them away? And
yeah.
why did I throw them away? My daughter, like all she looks like I did in college right now. She's wearing like the big baggy stuff and the flannel around the waist. And I'm like, why didn't I keep all that stuff? It would have been amazing. Of course, it was probably from Kmart back then. So she'd probably be like, no thanks. Um, no, I'm kidding. She doesn't care. She's such a good kid. She'll wear whatever. She's 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 a super good going kid. I really am lucky, when it comes to all this is, I started doing stand-up comedy and I thought, this is crazy. And my husband's like, go for it. My kids were like, okay, go for it. And it's been just, that's my Mother's Day present every day, is the fact that my family's totally supportive of this. And they think it's so cool that I'm being interviewed, and they think it's so cool that I'm on stage and I'm still home at night. I'm not a road comic, at least not yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever will be. But at least I still get to come home and talk to them about their day and still get to make moms laugh. It's such a really cool. I love this. What Bad Momz of Comedy has become. It's so neat.
We talked many months ago when you first started, when you did your first show at Zanies, and we talked about this being something to bring you happiness and something that you wanted to do just for you, outside of your husband, outside of the kids, and this was just something for Orly. How's this journey been for you so far? Is it the happiness that you thought it was going to bring, or is it like bigger than you even ever imagined?
It's bigger. It is amazing how many women I've been able to hire. I mean, these are incredible comics. They've been working at it for a long time. I actually have a PR and marketing background, so I was able to utilize some of those skills to be able to feed this out. And some of them don't have that skills. I mean, they're amazing writers, they're amazing comics, great performers. They just didn't know how to. And so I'm so excited that I get to like build this entire community of women, of single women, not just moms. So I like, if you're a plant mom, I don't care. A cat mom, let's go for it. Trans woman, let's do it. Like, I'm all about giving people opportunities. And the fact that I'm starting to get phone calls now from producers, and they're like, yes, we want to book you, we want to do this. And so it has turned into something just, I just love being able to build this community. A lot of times when it comes to comedy, it's a one-man sport. You're working out the jokes yourself. You're up there on the stage by yourself. But I'm trying to make it a team sport, and these women are all for it, which is I love it. And that's the other thing about Bad Momz of Comedy is, even if you're not a mom, even if you're not a dad, you could still relate to it because you've had a dad or you had a mom, or you're aging and you're having these things happen to your body. And so there's always something that you're going to relate to. So comedy is such a wonderful way to bring people together. And if I could build that community up for moms that may feel a little disjointed in their own, like, who am I? Like, what kind of friends do I want? And what kind of mom do I want to be? And if we can help give them some laughter and joy, then that's what we're going to do.
Awesome. Well, make sure to get those tickets there, Mother's Day at Zanies in Chicago, chicago.zanies.com for tickets. And Orly, thank you so much for your time today. It's so great to see you again.
Oh, I love seeing you. Thank you, Rudy. Thanks for doing such a great job.
Of course, and happy Mother's Day.